Hi, and this week we're talking about anti-aging, and my first guest is Vondette Brinson. Vondette, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Carol. I feel honored to be here.
I'm telling you, I'm so happy that you agreed. Vondette is a holistic healthcare practitioner for over 25 years, and the list is endless of her accomplishments. Let me read to you some of her accomplishments through the Body Talk. Now, she's a certified Body Talk, an advanced certified Body Talk practitioner with Prarama Body Talk. And some of her many accomplishments, I'll read to you right now real quick and we'll talk about them. She has achieved successful results with many diseases and disorders, including arthritis, chronic fatigue, dyslexia, viruses, and sports-related injuries. She has been very successful in treating children with ADD and ADHD. And regarding the geriatric community, tremendous success in improving the quality of life of patients with Alzheimer's and dementia. Today we want to talk about anti-aging and what she has been accomplishing through the Sanibel Now, which can be reached sanibelnow.com, about the non-surgical vaginal rejuvenation. This is what the women want to hear about, because there's so much of us who are getting nipped and tucked on everywhere, including vaginoplasty and etc. So please we're going to start our show talking about this. So please.
Carol, we all know that that's called the silent condition. Women don't want to talk about it, but like 58% of women peri and postmenopausal actually suffer from this. And it starts with like a dryness because of the estrogen level that changes.
Yes.
And then the muscles actually start to atrophy. It's called vaginal atrophy.
Okay.
So the muscles actually start to shrink, like a muscle you don't use.
You don't use the muscle, right?
And so the walls thin out, they become dry, sex becomes very painful, and then women don't want to have sex.
Right.
And they lose their sense of pleasure.
And the aging process starts, as we know, up here. So,
yes.
So that will truly augment the aging process, and just feeling that you can't enjoy yourself physically and sexually with your mate definitely has altercations. So what can you do for people who have these conditions, for women with these conditions?
Well, I use several different modalities. My main modality that I use is the Body Talk system.
Okay, what is Body Talk actually?
Well, Body Talk is a consciousness-based therapy that combines Chinese philosophy, Ayurvedic philosophy, Western medicine, and it takes all of this together, and then it puts a system where we use the best of all. And we literally ask the body questions that can be answered yes and no by following a very extensive protocol. And in so doing, the body actually sets up formulas so that it can actually rebalance and heal itself. All the way, like some of the work I've done, especially with the brain, I spent a couple years training on brain, and even doctors who've taken the training with me say they learned more about the brain in Body Talk than they did in medical school. And in the Prarama level, not only do we do brain work, but we also work with the epigenetics.
What is that? What is that?
Well, genetics, is the
Yes.
DNA. Epi means around.
Okay.
So we can actually work with and help to shut off certain markers or turn them on with people who have certain genetic conditions. So they're asymptomatic. They don't cure, but they don't have symptoms, and that's what most people want.
So you are also reaching the DNA through this work. Amazing,
yes.
Amazing, amazing. So anti-aging also can be reached through the DNA.
Absolutely.
With what you're talking about.
Yes, through the DNA, because most of us, the way we age, our skin is through, it comes down through our genetics.
Correct.
So if you can manipulate that, so to speak,
yes.
and change those issues, then there's no problem. Because a lot of people, especially with aging, their cells simply aren't able to take in the fluid. I like to say the cells
So we're drying up. We're drying up.
Yeah, so
that's what's happening.
They swim instead of drinking.
Yeah.
And because we're dehydrated, that causes a lot of the wrinkling, of course, and not just that, but even the aches and pains in your joints are usually a symptom of dehydration.
Correct.
And
now, coming back to the non-surgical vaginal rejuvenation, this is without any cutting. This is no surgery whatsoever.
Right.
What can somebody expect who has issues? What can they expect when they come to visit you at your office? What can they expect?
The first thing we're going to do is a thorough intake. And then using the Body Talk, it will determine what it is that I exactly need to do with them.
Okay.
It may use a product, and if we use a product, it's going to be one that uses growth factors, which has been in the medical field for many, many, many years. It's only just that doctors have been able to use it up until early
And
this
are
year.
these over-the-counter products, or can they only come from a doctor who has prescribed them?
No, it's no longer prescription. I can get it for them.
Okay.
And then they'll be able to use it, and really it will thicken the walls of the vagina, tighten them up.
Right.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
Increase their arousal, desire, and orgasm most of all.
Yes.
So, but it it overcomes the dryness around it.
Yeah,
So it actually changes the cellular structure
Right.
of the cells.
Now, usually a woman starts this, would you say, in her late 30s? Can someone who is in her 20s have this, or is it in her 50s? What is the age range of the most women who come to see you?
Well, the people who come to see me usually start around the age of 35.
35. Okay.
But you can have dryness start at any age. 17% of women 18 to 50 suffer from it. Yes, because the pH balance changed. And with this, we can balance the pH. Using the Body Talk, I also balance their hormones, so you don't have to give them hormones. And
what about estrogen cream? Because there's also a lot of talk out there about the estrogen cream that is, helping the dryness, and also, helping to help sustain, the woman who is going along into the aging.
You can, but I need to know what's in whatever. If I'm going to apply something to my body, I have to absolutely know what's in it. There are certain things that are not going to touch my skin because, the skin absorbs everything.
Of course.
So if you wear it, I'm almost like this. If I can't eat it, usually it's not going on my skin.
Right. Good. Yeah, good point. Good. Excellent point. Excellent point. Now, the other thing that I would also like to talk to you about is balancing hormones. Now, we know that everything is always about hormones. What do you have to say about that? What can you do to help people balance their hormones? Now, we're talking about a larger age range, including men.
Absolutely.
So the hormones.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, that's where the Body Talk comes in. Because when you go into certain parts of the brain, and you deal with the psychology as well as the physiology of the certain parts of the brain.
So you're treating the whole person.
Yes, I treat physical, mental, emotional, psychological, and spiritual.
Wonderful.
Because a lot of it are belief systems.
Correct.
And when you can correct the belief systems, the cells
Yes.
change. They start to do their job. Literally, we tell, an endocrine to produce the hormones it's supposed to be producing.
Wow.
But the body determines.
Amazing. I love it. Amazing. Amazing. So you talk about you've received, you're a consultant and coach at Sanibel now. Now, is Sanibel now the the institute where you've learned this?
No, it's a fairly new corporation that I'm working under.
Okay.
And it's mostly geared toward women who are infertile. And they want to, they're trying to have a baby. They've had multiple IVF failures. They have scarred fallopian tubes, suffer from endometriosis. There is a way yes, there is a way to work with them without submitting them to the knife or other hormone treatments or injections.
Yes, because I have some friends who have gone through those treatments, and they're, number one, they're very expensive, and number two, they're very painful. They're very painful, and there's no guarantee. No guarantee. So this is wonderful. Now, we're starting to run a little bit out of time. How can we reach you? Most important, how can we reach you?
You can reach me if you go to the website sanableNow.com. That's SANABLENOW.com. You can go on and you can reach me by either
practitioners. You go to practitioners, and they have the practitioners, and you can access. That's how I was able to access Vondette myself.
Yeah.
And do you have a personal email address that we can contact you directly?
You can reach me at Vondette@SanableNow.com, or you can call 954-226-3612.
Can you repeat that again?
954-226-3612.
We're running out of time. Vondette, you have to come back for a longer period of time. I'm sure our viewers would love to see you again. So now we're going to take a short break.